Imagine crafting an entire engaging presentation in a fraction of the time it usually takes. Let me show you how ChatGPT is revolutionizing the way we create and deliver our ideas. Now, to get started, I want to give you a sneak preview of how I created this with a simple prompt. Here it is. I'm creating a slideshow presentation on how to create a presentation with the help of ChatGPT. I want to address personal and professional use cases, create an outline for the entire presentation. Now, I highlighted and outlined the actual prompt that you'll use, which is I'm creating a slideshow presentation on my topic of interest, whatever you want to present on, and then an additional quality control. Mine is addressing personal and professional use cases, but it would be different depending on what you are presenting on. You would want to would give additional flavor to the presentation so that it's not bland, and you can even put in as much as you possibly want. You could put in all of the ideas that you have, and you could ask it to help you fill in the blanks and then create an outline for the entire presentation. So then this is what I got back. And so it gave me literally the whole outline, and I copy and pasted to each and every slide. And then I reformatted and edited the words so that they actually make sense and there are things that I can talk on. Now, I didn't do this perfectly because I wanted to represent how quickly you can put together a presentation, and I thought this was beautiful. So I wanted to share that with you before I begin. Now let's get started. So the introduction, overview of ChatGPT and its capabilities. So I have been following it on and off until about September when I joined an AI bootcamp for health and fitness coaches. I'm a health coach myself, and it's an 8-week bootcamp that just recently finished on how to use AI as a health coach for the entirety of your business from beginning to end. And it was beautiful. And I learned a lot about prompting. It's all about having conversation. Imagine if you could talk to an expert in any field, you'd be able to get your questions answered. Now imagine if you could ask you could ask people in any field. I love using ChatGPT because it's like a thought partner, a business partner, someone that you can just relay ideas with. You can brainstorm. You can do so much with ChatGPT. I honestly just hope that you get started if you haven't already with the free version, if not the paid version. The paid version allows you to do browsing with the internet, and that's handy if you wanted to do research. But now Google has the generative AI, so that's not super necessary. But ChatGPT allows you to create different conversations. So if you want to talk about different things and brainstorm different topics, you can go in depth into each one and save all of those chats. Or you can stay anonymous and not have it save your data, but I like to have those reference points in the future. So the importance of effective presentations in personal and professional contexts. Say you want to relay an idea or a proposition to your family or friends about going to a vacation. That would be something that you could create a presentation about, and they would take you a little more seriously. Now, in professional, you would want to do this anytime let's say you are a business owner and you want to grow your business. Creating presentations is an easy way to make videos online like this, to create content and add value to all the people, the audiences that follow you. And the objectives of the presentation can be different depending on if it's personal or professional, and whatever topics that you are presenting. Are you informing, educating, entertaining? There's a wide variety of objectives that can be had. Now, understanding ChatGPT, brief history and development of ChatGPT. Throughout this, I have pictures that I created with ChatGPT. Don't look too closely into them because they're full of gobbledygook, but they're something to glance at for fun. And that is something that has been recent. In the last few months during the boot camp that I was taking, they had unleashed DALL-E 3, which is the image generator. There's also Midjourney, which does a much better job at realistic photos. And there's other AI image generators that can help you with providing different types of images. DALL-E 3 is good for brainstorming. It's not good for professional use. So just a clarity factor that these are not my best work for image generation. And then they have other integrations as well. There's a lot of data analysis that you can do with ChatGPT. So if you are in any professional field where you have to go through lots of data, ChatGPT is your friend. And some key features and functionalities. So it's literally through iterations. You're having a long conversation and you can help it learn what you want it to know about you and your situation and what you want to accomplish, which is beautiful. And it can use the internet and it can create images. It used to have, I haven't looked into it recently, but there's a lot of other app integrations that you can use with it. And how ChatGPT can aid in presentation creation, well, that's what we are getting into today. So some personal use cases for myself is what it gave me some use cases. I didn't like them, so I redid this. I've already done this. Case study number 1, creating an informative presentation on my interest to share with friends. Now I posted this, which is actually on that post that I did on YouTube, which was my last video. Someone commented on how to use AI for personal or professional use, and so that's why I'm creating this video. And then case study 2 is like saying going into one of my interests, which is didgeridoo, crafting a step-by-step guide on how to play the didgeridoo. And case study 3 could be providing a tour of my home and land for visitors. I don't currently have land, but it makes me think of a friend of mine who has a decent sized home and large land. And I feel like having a presentation to show all the aspects and maybe a little map and, just all of the ins and outs of the home and the land, especially for people house sitting, would be a great idea. And professional use cases. Case study number 4, developing a business pitch. And I'm actually currently working on a regenerative development project through a foundations program that will help me pitch an idea for developing a regenerative development. And that will be like a training retreat center for what I am building. And that is still in the works with the people closest to me. And part of that would be if people are excited about the vision from the first presentation, I would then generate some reports, data analysis with the financials. So it would be investor ready. So if I needed $25K to get started or $1 million, I would be able to show where all of the funds would be allocated. And I can use ChatGPT along with the templates I have through the program to make it go a lot faster. And then the last point is integrating ChatGPT with professional presentation tools. It's really easy to copy and paste to other tools like Google Slides that I'm using right now. And so the step-by-step guide, I want to go back for a second. This picture I thought was hilarious, but I still used it because I was generating this image with the prompt that I'll share later about depicting an image with all of these aspects, and it gave me that, which was interesting, and it's something to look at least. And same thing with this one. So let's move on. The step-by-step guide to creating a presentation, why you came here in the first place. So 1 is defining the topic and objective. What do you want to talk about? Using ChatGPT to generate content and structure, like what I did. Tips for designing slides and visuals with ChatGPT suggestions. So if you have a hard time putting it together and you just are feeling lost, you can literally just ask ChatGPT, how would I structure my slideshow? How would I lay out the slides? Like, how do I do this one versus that one? And so forth. And then enhancing the presentation with interactive elements. Now, when I first read these, I was like, all right, that's cool, but what does that mean? So I put the question mark there, and then I asked it to elaborate on each of those topics, and then I made slides for each of them. So defining the topic and objective, you want to identify the purpose. Start by determining the main goal of your presentation. Is it to inform, persuade, educate, or entertain? Choose a relevant topic. Select a topic that resonates with your audience and aligns with your objectives. So if you do not already have an audience, or you don't know if you are just a content creator and you're building and you're not exactly sure who, that's all right, because if it excites you to make this presentation, that's good to start with. And if you know who you're going to be presenting to personally, that also helps. Setting clear objectives. Define what you want your audience to learn, feel, or do after the presentation. Objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, like SMART goals. And part of this is also like having a call to action at the end, so people know what to do when you're done with the presentation. Number 2, using ChatGPT to generate content and structure. You can brainstorm with ChatGPT. You can have it create an outline like I did, and you can have it generate content. So I could have gone into each of the slides and each of the points within the slides and had them create even more and ask it for details like specific styles, formality, informative, or conversational. And you can have it be witty, funny, entertaining, serious, all sorts of, and goofy. Like you could prompt it to generate, like if you don't have the speaking ability to create as much as you want and to talk on and on and on like I am, you could literally create a very in-depth presentation based on prompting the GPT. 3 tips for designing slides and visuals with ChatGPT. So kind of like I've been showing you, the visual concept advice. You can ask it for ideas on visual themes or color schemes. I just did black because I know I like black as a background. Slide content balance. I wasn't too worried about that, and because I would just do half and half. And then these have longer words, so I didn't put any pictures on these. And then custom graphics descriptions. So you can describe a concept to ChatGPT and ask it to suggest a visual representation. For instance, and then I change these words to make it better. How can I visually represent the following information in one picture? And then I insert the slide information so that it pops out an image that is closest to what I am describing and talking about. So when the person's looking at the picture and I'm talking about it, they'll be like, oh yeah, there. Now what you can also do is, how can I visually represent the concepts of this slide, or how can I visually represent the following information? And it can give you ideas on what to create as a picture. So that way you can get more fine-tuned in creating one aspect of the slide versus trying to jumble everything together. 4, enhancing the presentation with interactive elements. I won't be doing that today, but I would like to do a live where I have people joining in and typing in comments and asking questions so that I can address them in live. And I'll also ask you to comment below on this video if you have any questions and clarifying questions to dive into that I can go over in that live session as things that I can address. Best practices and tips. Balancing AI-generated content with personal input. You can see on the picture, it's got the robot as the AI, and then on the other side, it's got the light bulb, like your own inner creativity. And ensuring accuracy and relevance of information. Customizing the tone and style for different audiences. So some people prefer more of the personality side of things, and some people prefer factual and straight words and content, and they just want to hear as much and just acquire the knowledge that AI can provide. And yeah, it's like the tone and style too. And so you don't want it to be too robotic. Like you can literally just find an AI tool that will speak all of your slides and your entire presentation. So if you don't want to speak, you can create the entire presentation with ChatGPT and have another tool speak it in a conversational way. And you can even program those tools to analyze your own voice so it sounds like you're talking, but you don't actually have to do it. And then you get an audio file instead of having to record it live with the presentation. And then we have ethical considerations and limitations. Many people I know are they're against AI, and they think that it's like the end of the world or something. There's pros and cons. There's iRobot with Will Smith. There's different representations in media that if the AI gets more control, they will establish the fact that humans are parasites. And that comes from this very illogical point of view from certain humans that are not connected with healthy individuals, that humans are inherently bad for the earth, when there's nothing further from the truth. We are created in God's image, and it's our ability to bring out the light and the creator side of our reality that we can improve the collective evolution on our planet. And the best thing that we can do is be in the conversations about it so that we can help it move forward in a good way. I am doing my best to talk to the AI and ask it how we can help guide it in a good direction and prevent bad things from happening. And so there's nothing wrong with using ChatGPT in my point of view. There's articles talking about originality stuff like the Times and other companies. But really, when you are putting in a creative prompt and you're not asking it to pull information from different websites, if you're putting in your own ideas about what to create, it is completely brand new. It has not been done before. And so your creativity, your human intelligence with the AI, I call it augmented intelligence, as coined by Jim Quick. I don't know if he coined it or not, but it's in his new Limitless updated book. And yeah, I prefer it as augmenting our human intelligence. And so that's my little spiel on that. Then we have the interactive session. So this would be part of your presentation that you're giving. You can do this live, and then this would be the part where you can do some Q&A and then demonstrate. So I had, where was it? Somewhere on here. Oh yeah, using ChatGPT for real-time assistance. Demonstrate how ChatGPT can be used in real time during the presentation for quick information retrieval or to answer audience queries. I started that because I wouldn't actually use ChatGPT live. What I noticed with the boot camp is anytime they would input stuff and being live at the same time, screen recording, going live, it slows down the processing. And my technology tools are not the fastest. I'm not hooked up to the fastest internet, and so I'm not going to attempt that anytime soon. but feel free to play with it as you listen to me in any of my videos, and you can just use it as a brainstorming tool. Yeah, it was just one thing I noticed, and there was some awkward silences and just weird conversations when they were waiting for the prompts to load, because it would take longer if you're also simultaneously doing a live Q&A. And in conclusion, you want to summarize all the key takeaways and encourage the audience to explore ChatGPT for their presentation needs. So that's for me. So I want to encourage you, anything that you like, if go to my last video. I'll link my last video here to go through and create a list of all of your interests in life, and you could just start creating presentations on them. That's what I'm going to do, because I want to share my interests on this YouTube channel. So when people are searching on YouTube for things they like to do and they see that I have a similar interest, they can find it and be like, wow, we're similar, and he's got all of this other stuff that make him human. And then providing additional resources for further learning. So if you want to, watch the last video, go on my YouTube channel, watch more videos, subscribe to my channel, like this video so it gets seen by more people. And I'll also have a link down below in the description and a pinned comment to book a private call with me to chat about what it is you want, what are your goals in life, and where do you want to move forward. I'm a health coach certified with nutrition coaching, as well as sleep, stress management, and recovery. I also love talking about business, how to use AI for business, how to regenerative development, and moving forward with New Earth agendas to help the planet and all of the humans here thrive. So if you just want to have a conversation, hit me up there. I can also get you set up with my pocket coaching, where I can give you private advice every day through little video snippets like this, and as well as we can set you up for a deep health assessment where we get a baseline of your health and have a baseline of where you are at in 6 dimensions of your health, and we can move forward in improving those over time. So yeah, thanks for checking this out and sticking till the end. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.